It's okay, my little nerd. You're my little nerd.
All right.
Hey y'all, welcome into another Reasonable Doubt live after show. I'm sorry I am late tonight. As you guys know, or you might not know, I was on the East Coast for a few weeks and then I just got back to LA this week. So it's been a little bit of a adjustment for me. I am not necessarily doing well with it. I got to get our Sisters Keeper back because we haven't talked about Zatima. They have freaking 4 new episodes now. We haven't talked about any of them, but I'm not even going to say that they're good. So there's that. And ideally, I want to be able to still keep the Eastern Standard times that I was using while I was over there. Because it just seemed like it works out better for y'all. I know this is hella late for people who are on the East Coast, so I'm very, very sorry. Just work with me this week. I'm going to try to make sure I shift and adjust and do better accounting for my time next week. But I didn't want to skip Thursday. I didn't want to skip the live after show. I was like, dang, should I do it tomorrow and I can make it earlier? No, we're going to go ahead and do it. And whoever's up is up. Whoever catches it on replay is going to catch it on replay. I love you regardless. And I appreciate you so much for watching. Hey, Robin, welcome in, boo. On a scale of 1 to 10, y'all, drop your ratings for episode 9 from season 2 of Reasonable Doubt. There are quite a few things that went down in the episode, so there is plenty for us to talk about. I'm excited to actually talk about it. I got a little bit of a new background. I gotta fix this because whenever I get close to my mic, the little light here makes it green, but I switched my freaking office back. And I was on my personal channel the other day. Like, I gotta clean up all of this stuff clearly with some cable management, but I was showing them all of the different scenes from the different shows. Like, look at little Lele. Come on, little Lele. Come on, Mississippi. Wait, Mississippi. I rearranged my my office, so I'm like doing things a little bit differently, so it's gonna look a little bit different as I continue to like settle in and basically get the studio in a place that I really, really love, because it's not there yet, but it will be. Hey, Butterfly gave it a 9. Robin gave it an 8. Come on, 8 out of 10. It was a much better episode for me than last week, so I'll start there. I wasn't really a fan of last week's episode, but that's because I'm not a fan. I am quite literally not a fan of this bullshit right here. But alas, the girl want to keep her husband, so let her keep her husband. I just don't like the idea of like Jax going along to get along and acting like she's not bothered by any of it. Like having to make jokes about the break baby in this episode. I was just like, you think that's funny? You really think that's funny, girl? Like, do you for real think it's funny? Hey, Natoya, welcome in, boo. I need to check my Instagram, and see if some people who regularly come in will probably hit me up like, Erica, where's the live? Because I'm late. Y'all, I'm back in LA. We try to make healthy choices with our snacks. We're drinking all the water. Like, it's almost immediate. Almost immediately, I'm back, and I'm just like, okay, get your shit together. Get your mind right. Okay. I don't know. Brittany and them is asleep. And I'm sorry. If y'all catch this on replay, Brittany, you sleep. I'm so sorry. Edify style. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, Tamika's Den. How are you, boo? You sick of Shanelle's? The 2 of them. It's time to pack the 2 of them up. I'm sick of Shanelle and Sally's asses too. It's time for them to go, child. It is time for them to go. They can go ahead and pack it up. Lewis didn't have too many scenes for you to get mad at him, but he had this one.
That way he could spit all day.
I'm so over Lewis's ass. Like, and y'all go check out Tamika's Den, her channel. I was on there last week and I had to hold my own. You know, they was polite hosts or whatever, but I was on, y'all know I'm on the Lewis hate train, and I was over there at Tamika's channel and Moochie and EJ and new face Inga. I was over there with them. They do a talk every Friday, I believe, on Reasonable Doubt. I was over there with them. Every last one of them is rooting for Lewis. And y'all know how I feel. So y'all know it was good. Go over there, go to Tamika's channel and check it out. It's last week's Reasonable Doubt, like little round table. It's them. Like they have their panel that they do. But they invited me up. They were so gracious. But y'all know I went over there. And I said some things because some things needed to be said about Lewis's ass, okay? And I really enjoyed it. Like, I started rewatching. I didn't get a chance to rewatch the whole thing, but I was like, Erica, you was cutting up. But it seemed entertaining to me. I think I pissed a subscriber or two off. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. And you know, they could just say, she's visiting and she won't be back. And it's fine. I mean, if y'all want me to come back, I'll come back. But, like, just to tell a subscriber so they can come back and not be pissed. Because I pissed some girl off. Y'all, the Lewis hive is big as hell. Apparently, the women caping for Lewis, they out here and they not. But listen, the Lewis lovers might go hard, but Erica Van goes harder. Because I can't stand that man. Butterfly, you saw that video? That's how you found my channel? Hi, boo. Welcome. Tamika said it was a good conversation. It was. I be acting out and sometimes don't have no cool, but for the most part, it was a good conversation. I was a little riled up. But, you know, it makes for entertainment. Thank you again for inviting me. I did enjoy myself. And I have been wanting to talk to somebody because people over here, we get it. We had a few Lewis lovers over here, but they quickly converted once the Break Baby popped out. So I didn't have anybody to, like, defend Lewis so I could be able to, like, get my points off and be like, well, what about this? And what about this? So, again, y'all, go check out Tamika's Den. She has the video over there. EJ has a video as well. They do a nice little panel. So if y'all want to keep talking about Reasonable Doubt, you can check them out. I think it's Friday. Tamika, is it Fridays? I've been traveling, child, so I don't even remember what day this was. Charge it to my head, not my heart. But I think that they do it every Friday. I think. Yeah, because I was doing Brillo's Power, and then I found them. So it's every Friday. Anywho, anybody else want to add in their thoughts, their ratings for the episode on a scale of 1 to 10 before I go ahead and get started? I would say, oh, I believe it. You showing out. At least you consistent. If it's one thing I'm going to be, it's consistent. And when I said that me and Lewis is going to have beef forever, y'all know I meant it. Y'all know I meant that immediately. Forever. There's no coming back for you, sir. I want her to leave your ass immediately. Yes, Friday. Okay. Tamika's Den, Friday nights. Go ahead and get y'all's more Reasonable Doubt fix. Because the show gives us so many great things to be able to dive into and to talk about. So it's really dope to have all of these people giving commentary and creating content around it. It really is. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Discord. Whew. And we can go ahead and go back to the top, to the tippy top. Let me put this over here. Yo, I got my 3 screens back. I'm back in my space. I don't know how to act. Quite honestly. I don't know how to act. Sally's husband was trashing this episode too. See, I got some thoughts on Sally's husband. And, you know, it might surprise y'all what my thoughts are on Sally's husband. Let me go to the top of this damn episode. What happened at the beginning? Oh, that is the top. Oh, okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this out here. I don't like Sally's ass. I don't think I'm going to be able to like her. She ain't going to be able to make it enough for me. Period, point blank. Girl, I don't feel sorry for you. Everything that you were going through. Hey, Inga. Welcome in, boo. Everything that you're going through, you brought this on yourself, honey. You quite literally brought this on yourself. And now all of a sudden you're getting cold feet. Now all of a sudden, oh, I don't want to lie anymore. Oh, I just need to be honest. This is ruining my marriage. Girl, you didn't have that energy when you was actually in the rooms with your husband. So I'm not even going to hold y'all. I ain't fought that man for him giving her 4 swift pumps and telling her, go ahead. Because what you said, you ain't believe me. You said that you ain't believe me, right? You had said you didn't believe me. Let me show you better than I could tell you. I said, well, damn, sir, I guess. I don't feel bad for Sally. And I guess in any other case, if it was like a redeemable woman, I would be like, oh, no, why he do her like that? And should, and did. I personally don't have a problem with Sally's husband. I don't think that any of his responses to her ridiculous behavior has been untoward, has been out of sorts. He gives me a man that loves his wife, and his wife made a solo unilateral decision that compromised their livelihood, maybe something that he has worked just as hard to put them in a position to have, only to just seemingly throw it away, and then also not offer him up the truth so that he could be understanding of whatever conviction she has that made her go behind his back and do the exact opposite of what the hell he said. She's giving him absolutely nothing but attitudes, and now in this episode, a little bit of ass, and I'm supposed to feel sorry that he only gave her 4 pumps and said, bitch, go ahead. I don't. Because quiet is cap, and I'm going to stay on this Lewis hate train. Them little 4 pumps was sexier than whatever the hell Lewis was putting down last week. So for everybody who was all up in arms about that damn sex scene and little dark ass sex scene last week, ain't had nothing on Sally's and her husband little 4 pumps, honey. I said, oh, ooh. Lawrence report, you say, oh, you watching the episode now, you'll be back. Okay. So I feel bad. I'm like, dang, I didn't want to miss Thursday, but I was like, I don't know how many people are watching it and have enough time to watch it before coming in here. But Lawrence, I might still be on after you finish the episode. Who the hell knows? We up in here. So Butterfly, I hear you, but I'm not necessarily mad at the husband. I'm not. I think that Sally needs, and it's not that I want women to be punished either, right? Because I'll be like thinking like, dang, Erica, this kind of sound like you want this man to punish this girl. And it's like, no, I don't want that. But there's consequences for our actions. Like, people don't just switch and change and adjust to fit your whims, especially when you do things that are hurtful to them. So I think that Sally and her whole woe was me. I'm drunk. Oh my God, I'm holding this secret. Oh my God, I'm pissed at everybody. Oh my God, my cousin is in jail, is going to stay in jail. Like, I get it, Sally, but at some point, get it together. Please get it together, honey, because you got about 17 struggles, and I need you to pick 2. I'm not even asking you to pick 1. You done torpedoed your goddamn marriage by putting your house up. They want to take your house because not only did you put your house up for your goofy-ass cousin, but your goofy-ass cousin ran with a child. That was a part of the damn plan. Then you have the nerve to put your house up for the bail of said cousin who tries to skip town, costing you your house, and then you still have an attitude to said husband who told your ass no when you asked about it. Because if you was going to do it, regardless of what he said, then you should have just asked forgiveness and not asked permission when it did it anyway. But you also got nothing but attitude for this man because he's rightfully pissed that y'all asses is finna be out on the street. If anything, girl, you need to be making breakfast and sucking you know what. You need to be I'm sorry in every day. But Sally got nothing but attitude. Honey, how are you making goofy ass decisions costing yourselves y'all house and then still got attitudes for this man? This man is so pissed with you that he is sleeping on the goddamn sofa, Sally. And you still got an attitude with him? Okay, that's struggle number 2. You got whatever little internal struggle your ass got going on. Because now all of a sudden you can't hold the secret. You down at the goddamn brunch. You down at the goddamn dinner. Laying out jacks. Laying out little... Oh, and what you gonna do? Because I can never remember that little lady name. The little pregnant lady that's not pregnant anymore. Sorry for her and that experience. That's terrible. The little friends, you down there laying their asses out. Now you down at the jail laying Chanel's ass out. Sally, pick a struggle. At this point, next episode, Sally probably gonna lose her job. Everything is going wrong in Sally's life as if she's the one on death row. And it's like, ma'am, please. I need you to reach out, grab it, and pull it back in. Because you are the one that is causing all of your turmoil. You are the one causing all of your damn stress. Nobody asked you to torpedo your goddamn life. And yet and still you're here getting drunk and then pissed at everybody else because you decided to implode your whole damn life. Like, I am for women all the time. And shout out to Serena from Love Island, because she said she's for women's wrongs and women's rights. And I don't know if I can get down with that, because when women be wrong, your ass be wrong. And Sally is dead ass wrong, y'all. Dead ass wrong. And then thinking she got the upper hand. Child, this man played her like a fiddle, and I can't even blame him.
Now you want to talk.
Listen, you're still my...
Girl, ain't nobody feeling sorry. I said, oh God, Sally. As soon as the episode came on, I said, Sally, please, get up. Get your ass up and go get in the shower or something, girl. What are you doing? This is terrible because I have so little sympathy for Sally. But listen here. That husband of hers, she lucky his ass is even still there. Now, I'm not saying that putting the damn house up and getting it snatched by the bail bondsman is something that's worthy of like a divorce, but it's damn sure worthy of like you going up to the edge and you making sure that your partner knows that this is never okay, and kind of making herself a little bit like, I do not have any problems with him still having issues with her. I knew the moment that she still did this, they was gonna have problems until this trial was over. If Shanelle don't walk and they lose this house, he is not wrong to be reconsidering his damn marriage. I don't think. And yes, I think that marriage is important. I think that marriage is a serious thing. But to do something like what Sally did, it's bigger than them just losing a house. It's like, how can he really trust you moving forward? Chris needs to divorce Sally. Inca says. I ain't there yet, but I'm close. Like, and I'm not mad if Chris ass is considering it. And her audacity in this scene was at an all-time high. And I don't think it was liquid courage. I think that she really is operating out of this attitude and resentment for how her life has shaken out, while also not taking accountability for her part in it. And then now everybody got to suffer and everybody got to pay. She talking about she don't believe him. You know your man could be sexually attracted to you and still pissed, right? You know your man can still love you and be pissed, right? You know your man can still want to kill brains out and be pissed, right? Like, why are we acting like multiple things can't be true, Sally? That's why she got her ass embarrassed. I mean, she got a little something out of it. I don't know if she got hers, but she got something out of it and she got embarrassed, as she should. Talking about, I don't believe you. Look at her. Look at her, y'all. She just knew she was doing something. Exactly, Sabrina. Like, you still mad? It's crazy work. Is your cousin still on trial and is our house still in them damn, is the title to our house still in the bail bondsman's hands? Then hell yeah, I'm still mad. I am pissed. Girl. Sally ass is a joke. A joke that's not funny. I was looking at her like, wow. Wow. She thought that this was going to do something, honey. She just knew that getting down on them knees, finally. You should have had your ass on them knees, Sally, the day that the damn bail bondsman took the deed. This is going to sound so bad. And y'all do what y'all will with it. But I said what the hell I said. Sally should have been on her knees the same day she handed over that damn deed. And she should not have gotten up off them goddamn knees this whole damn time. And now you magically find your way down there thinking that you're doing something while also talking shh. Talking shh in a house that y'all don't no longer own because there's a lien on it behind your goofy ass cousin's bail. This is wild work. Like, she just knew she was doing something. She just knew, y'all. She just knew she was doing something. The I don't believe you and you still mad is crazy work to me. Crazy work. She just knew she had him here. She knew she had him in the bag right here. But something told me in my spirit, I said, Chris thinks that you got to be quicker than that, Sally, and he finna show you. You done said twice that you don't believe him in reference to him being mad, as if he don't have a right to be mad. I love how this man showed her better than he could tell her. Tamika said, get low, get low, get low. Period. She's stressed out of her mind and just needed a brief outlet. Hey, Yolanda. She is the one who brought the stress on herself. And you know what? She just needed a brief outlet. She got a very very brief outlet. Hopefully it was good for you. Not really. Chris said, bye. He said, and still mad. Y'all, are you guys on Sally or Chris's side? Let me throw up a poll real quick. Who we riding with? Who we think is right? Got the poll going. Go ahead and vote in the poll, y'all. Let me know whose side you on. And it's no shade. If you on Sally's side, it's no shade. You know, do what you gotta do. Feel how you feel. But Sally brought this shit on herself. And the crazy thing is she brought all of it on herself. Very brief, not even a commercial break. Butterfly says you're not on neither. So what do you think that Chris needs to do? You on Chris's side, Inga? I want to know if you on Sally's side, what do you think that Chris is not doing that he needs to do in his marriage? Because I thought it was dope, even like going into this particular scene and him saying like, if it's outside of the fact that you put our damn house up for your cousin's bail, anything outside of that, I do want to know if it's bothering you, what's going on with you, because you're still my wife. Which I'm like, so dude is still in this marriage. He's still there. He's not like completely checked out, right? He cares about her. He loves her even. Chris side all day, every day. And I would argue it's more than Sally ass is doing. We haven't seen Sally check on him yet. The last time we saw him and Sally interact, it was when Lewis was sleeping on the couch, and then she had the attitude for Lewis as well as for her husband. Or no, was it? No, later on in this episode is where she's like, are you coming home? Yeah, I think that happens later on in this episode. Every other time that we have seen her interact with him, she has the same attitude as if he's the one who put the damn house up. Like, I don't understand it. Not the 85%. Y'all, if you solidly voted for Sally, that you on Sally's side, I would love to like know why. I promise you, I'm not going to jump you. Just tell me why. Yeah, Tamika, he definitely cares. He's giving me a good husband. You know, we are in very short supply of those. I haven't seen anything yet that's telling me no. And you know I can sniff it out like a hound dog. I can spot it. If you guys want to call in, you can join the Discord and call in to share your thoughts. Sally needs to make this right, not Chris. Period. I agree. 100%. The only person I'm putting my house up for is my husband and child. Yes, Tambi. Maybe my mama and daddy. Maybe. But a cousin who it's now starting to feel like, I don't know if it feels like this to y'all, so y'all can let me know in the chat, but it's starting to feel like Sally don't even have anything to do with the actual murder. I feel like she just came in and saw it. Like she was just there at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like I don't think that she's the one who actually swung at all. because of the way that she was behaving in this episode. Like, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit so we can get Sally out the damn way. When Sally goes to visit, how this conversation goes, I'm not convinced that she's actually like physically involved. I feel like she's holding this secret with Shanelle, not Shanelle holding a secret for her of like she's the one who actually did it, which makes sense because I don't feel like Shanelle, while they might love each other or whatever, I don't feel like Shanelle would have taken a fall for her cousin, which brings me back to it really could wind up being Natasha, which would suck. Oh, it would suck. If it was Natasha who did it, which is JT's oldest daughter, JT's daughter with Jordan, it would really suck. And I feel like maybe Sally was like babysitting Natasha because on the stand, even though, child, we're going to talk about how Shanelle was just basically a shit show on that stand. But on the stand, Shanelle talks about how she dropped the baby off at daycare. So where the hell was Natasha? I think that Natasha was with Sally. And then they came in while JT and Shanelle were fighting. And then the daughter might have knocked his head loose because she wanted him off of her. Tan B says the daughter killed her dad. Inga says, I'm not putting my house up for my child because what if he runs off and then I lose my damn house? You said not even for the kids you putting the house up? A cousin who is flaky. H, no, exactly. HFG says, I agree. Sally didn't do it. She probably helped get the real killer out of the house or something. And I think that Sally helped move the body. Because if we remember early on, they said the body was moved.
No, you, Jax, Autumn, sitting around drinking.
My theory has always been it's the eldest child. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And it makes Shanelle even more noble because this is not actually her biological child that we're talking about. And she's willing to take the fall like this. So baby, Jax is going to have to do this closing argument. Oh, she's going to have to do this closing argument. And I know she can't introduce new evidence in the closing argument, but we got to figure out some way to get the damn truth out there. 85% of y'all said that y'all are on Chris's side, but there's 15%. 15% says Sally's in the right. Tamika says, yeah, that's what I was thinking at first. The daughter. It makes so much sense now. Just by how they were talking, that's really what it's feeling like that. It's feeling like that for sure. This is what I don't understand though. Sally to me feels like a punk, like a real one. Like she can't fight. Like she definitely just is never with the but she has so much angst and animosity for so many people when she's talking. It's like, I know that Shanelle can't reach out and touch you, but like, I don't understand the logic of a person who is a punk, who is running around here having attitudes and barking back at everybody as if people won't slap the hell out of her. Maybe it's because nobody has yet to slap the shit out of her. Just a little side random Erica thought. Tamika then says, then I started thinking Sally, but then it seems too obvious now. She definitely helped. Robin said, I said I wasn't going to watch when I saw Candy, but she did good. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I was a little concerned when I saw Candy too. Even though Candy, she doesn't do a terrible job over on The Shy. And she's really trying as it pertains to like getting into more scripted things. She's producing a lot and she's doing some stuff on Broadway. So she's like really investing a little bit more into the craft. Because I didn't care. Oh, you don't care for her acting on The Shy. And I'm still not connected with Isabel's story. I'm a low-key sad that we're only seeing Candy for this little bit. Like, I feel like Jordan is done, and I hate the mama gets to win. Like, I want somebody to bust the mama in her face so bad. Like, I get it that violence is not the answer until it is. Violence is not the answer until it is. And the damn mama, JT's mama, needs her ass whooped today. Today. It is past due. The way that you now are back off the wagon because this evil ass old woman paid you a visit and threatened, like, girl, go and tell Jackson Cory, please. Because after that old ass lady, do you need help stomping her ass out? Y'all, I recorded live reactions that I'm going to post after this for me watching the episode. And the things that I said, I was completely unhinged while watching this episode. So be on the lookout for that. Because I was a mess. Anyway, am I done with Sally? Are we done with Sally? I don't think Sally did it. Oh, wait. No, Sally go. Okay. To further prove that Sally ain't shit. And I need to stop cussing. But to further prove that Sally ate a sack of potatoes. How you down here giving attitude to the lady who just miscarried? Like, Sally, please go home. Go take a nap and just stop talking to everybody. Stop talking to everybody for the next 90 days. We'll try again next quarter. Because she was barely any support, any help, anything. Y'all, what's this lady name? Me and Allie call her Miss What You Gonna Do? Because that's all she's saying. What you gonna do? I don't remember this lady name. What's this lady name, y'all? Ebony is Candy and Jordan is the other daughter. Yes. Mom needs a two-piece for real. She always plays evil so well. She really does. Yeah, that pissed you off. The mama is trash. She is now off the wagon, completely spiraled, worried. And ultimately, girl, you should be able to get your damn daughter back. You are doing well. But here go Mavis, evil ass. We done with Sally and her friend. Y'all, what's the friend name? This was sad. This was very sad. What I do appreciate is old girl, not Sally, but old girl, she does seem like a genuine friend, even though all she's talking about all the time is, well, what you gonna do, girl? Well, what you gonna do? Well, what you gonna do? She does seem to care, and the fact that she's not going to bring up this very traumatic moment for her because there's already so many other things going on that she feels like trumps in the trauma department. It sucks because she's playing down her own pain and not giving her friends a chance to show up for her. But I appreciate the intentions and the sentiment behind it because she really does want the best for Shanelle, and to me, she feels like a good friend. Having Sally there by your side, Godspeed, honey, because Sally ass is a mess. I think we're done with Sally. All right, we're going on to Jordan so we can talk about Mavis's ass. Candy did do a good job. She did a good job. She was dropped in, but this little evil wench here, this heifer here, needs her behind whooped thoroughly. Where are the bitches who beat mamas? The same bitches that fight kids? Where's the ones that fight mamas? Because we need to find one to get on Mavis's ass. First of all, Mavis, you are quite literally the reason why a JT even exists. You probably beat his terrible ass, domestic abusive ass mindset into him at a very young age, and then continued to co-sign and cover up for the monster that you had damn created. And at some point, the damn chickens need to come home to roost as it pertains to her. I thought that she was going to get more consequences after the whole thing came out about her actually being abusive as well when she was on the stand. The fact that she even gets to just sit there and scowl and then go down to the DA office and throw fits and da-da-da-da. Like, ma'am, you're an abuser too. We can find you a goddamn jumpsuit and you can go to jail. Something needs to happen to the mama in the finale, and I don't care. I don't care if she's a side story. I don't care if she's half of a subplot. She needs to get slapped. She needs to get stomped. She needs to be put in jail, or she needs to die. Old people have heart attacks every day, B. something gotta happen because I'm tired. Go see your son. Ideally, that's the one. Inga says, I volunteer as tribute. I'll fight the mama. Okay, I'm coming with you. Inga, because like, yes, we are going to jump you. She is quite literally so damn despicable. It's ridiculous. This woman has put together her life after you and your son helped completely tear it apart, and you are perfectly fine with running up on her and doing it again. Like, there are really evil people in the world, y'all. Evil as hell. And yes, this is a fictional show, but this type of person exists. Mavises, they exist. They're running amok. Sabrina said the mama doing too much. Yes. The writers owe it to us. Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page. Because next week, if the mama not dead or beat, we are rioting. We're all going over to Twitter and we're letting the damn writers have it. We're letting Kerry Washington have it. Everybody gets it that worked on the show. If that woman has not experienced some type of stress and or strife, specifically some type of physical altercation and or death, they owe us something. Now I don't know what it is, but they owe it to us. I thought that we had caught or we, like I'm on a damn prosecution. Yo, I mean on the defense. I ain't. We as in Cory and Jax, I thought that they had caught Jordan at a important time, right? Like I thought that this was the moment where she reclaims her life and her story and she would not be shaken or stirred. So it really hurt me to like watch her fold, right? This, like her giving her testimony, I feel like it was a couple moments where I wanted to cry in the episode. And when they were doing the prepping for her, I almost did. It was like, damn, this boy literally has this type of history. And Shanelle is not the first. She wouldn't have been the last if he didn't die. And she really had to rebuild her life. She had to fight to rebuild her life. And everything that happened, it like makes sense. Like a lot of people look down on women who like give up their kids, but it's really like he put her in a position where what the hell was she gonna do? Now I would argue, I was like wanting to know, well, why didn't you go and fight now that you're clean? But to see all Mavis had to do was have one conversation. She's not strong enough. She's not ready. Sabrina said, "I'll be the getaway car." I really thought, like, after watching her testimony in this moment, that she was, like, in a place of, like, okay, the time is now. JT's dead. I can tell my story, and specifically, I can start a relationship with my daughter or get my daughter back. But lo and behold, honey, all it takes is little Mavis Beezy-headed ass, and next thing you know, Ebony is headed to court, drunk as hell, drunk off her ass.
Ebony, listen to me. Let's get you home. Okay?
No. Candy did a good job, y'all. Because playing inebriated, playing drunk, playing high is not the easiest thing to do. And that's a woman who's definitely scared. But with Ebony with Ebony falling off the wagon, allowing herself to be intimidated by Mavis, that completely takes out her testimony, which would have helped build the case without them needing for Shanelle's testimony to be the major hitter, the big, I guess, punchline for this whole entire defense. But now they don't have them. Or have her. Shanelle's testimony becomes even more important. And I have been over Shanelle probably since the whole Jax don't like women comment. After that, I don't think I could really recover from it. And while she has like apologized and had little moments, like she was like hugging on Jax or whatever when Jax told her about the baby and all of that, she still moves with a certain level of arrogance, and she still moves with a certain level of animosity that I am uncomfortable with. It is wild to me that Shanelle could be sitting in jail in an orange jumpsuit for weeks on trial for murder, potentially going to be in jail for the rest of her damn life. And she could be sitting across from the woman who was in her shoes prior to her and still holding animosity and still holding on to the story that she was told by the man that she knows is a liar, manipulator, abuser because she has experienced it firsthand. Immediately when I realized, like, okay, Jordan, what her stipulation to testify was is to sit down with Shanelle. I'm like, okay, that actually makes sense. Shanelle have an attitude. I'm like, girl, why? What is the attitude about? And it's one thing because you believe, like, oh, you abandoned Natasha, but is that really the story? Because the story right now was that you had plotted and schemed to kill JT's ass, and you know damn well that ain't the story. So now all of a sudden we not realizing that the narratives can be wrong, the narratives can be twisted. So this is the first part in this episode that Shanelle pissed me off about. Yes. Because, girl, why you gotta... She don't have to do this. She don't really have to be there. Her life is actually coming together a little bit nicely, aside from whatever ache she might have for not having her daughter, right? She don't have a daughter, so that her life is never going to be complete. But it's better off than what the hell she was at. And then she's down here trying to do what she can do for you, but then also for herself. And you got attitude. You throwing up the stories in her face of like, oh, well, why are you here? And a woman who abandons her daughter, da 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 da. Somebody could say that you're abandoning your kids right now because you ain't with them. I hate the lack of self-awareness on Shanelle. And I struggle with really being able to talk about it because it can come across or feel like, oh, you're victim blaming. This woman is on trial for murdering her abuser. And it almost feels like we can't really critique her. But Shanelle has had so many areas where she could be critiqued outside of this abuse. And it just, to me, there's so many things that like reverberate that specific point. And it's moments like this. Like, why are you looking at this lady like this? HFG says Shanelle got hella attitude. Meanwhile, she's lying. It's that. You got all the attitude in the world, but you're the liar in here. Shardy says Shanelle could go to jail for all I care. I think that's where I'm at, y'all. I think that's where I'm at. I want Jax to walk away from this case. I want Jax to walk away from this friendship because I'm tired. I'm tired. Yes, Shanelle has been emotionally, mentally, verbally abused. And in turn, she has become a woman who verbally and mentally and emotionally abuses the people around her that care about her. And you don't get to do that. Sabrina says, are you tired of Shanelle? Is everybody tired of Shanelle? Because that's what it's feeling like that. This was the tip off. But then you managed to, let Ebony speak. So then you understand, okay, it's not what I thought it was. Cool. But what the hell is this, Shanelle? We prepping and you taking personal. He became controlling. We prepping and you mad and I'm clocking what needs to be clocked. Shanelle has so much resentment for Jax, and I still do not understand where it is coming from and why it's there.
Is Lucy talking or you?
This is me testing you. The other ADA schooled me on Lucy's tactics, and you saw it with Sally.
And Jax, like the great friend she is, doesn't even take the damn bait when Shanelle is trying to take things entirely too personally. Have we not figured out yet, Shanelle, that Jax is actually here to get your ass off? She's actually here for you. And there'll be plenty of time to talk about how you are and the type of woman that you are when she gets your ass out of here. Could we possibly fathom that our friend would not be taking the time for us when we're on trial for murder and potentially could go to jail for the rest of our life? She would not use that time to point out how shitty of a person we are. A thought. You're literally in prep for you going up to testify, which means not only do you have to be able to handle the questions that your own defense provides, but you also have to be ready for whatever the prosecution is going to say. And when Jack starts to say the things that the prosecution is going to say, you immediately go to a personal place. But we're supposed to believe that you're ready. We're supposed to believe that you got this. We're supposed to believe that with this testimony being the thing that your whole entire case is rested on, we're going to be good. Shanelle, please.
prosecution's job.
Try to sell your elsewhere because Jack's ass is not buying. And it's because she's a phenomenal lawyer and a great friend that she is not buying, honey. You better thank your lucky stars that Jax's ass is not buying. And even for her, y'all, to go back to like when we go up for her to actually go on the stand, she decides that Jax isn't going to be the one that's going to question her because Jax hasn't believed her from the jump. Meanwhile, she's the one lying. It'd be one thing if she know for a fact that she told Jax every bit of the goddamn truth. But you know yourself to be damn lying and you want to be mad and resentful of your friend who is saying, I think that there's something that you're not telling me, friend. How dare she? You ain't believe me from the jump. You ain't been on by my side for the jump. Shanelle, are you all right? Are you okay? Because it's giving can't possibly be. And rightfully so. You got your ass up on the stand thinking that she was big and bad and got humbled. I'm with y'all. At this point, sorry for the kids, but I don't give a damn if Shanelle rots in jail. Because I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her. And her trying to make Jax pay in all these little petty ass personal ways while also costing herself the goddamn case, girl. It makes no sense. You are wasting everybody's time. If you want to just stay in jail, just say that. We can arrange it, honey. We don't even have to go through the rigmarole of this damn trial if you just want to stay in jail. HFG says, I'm tired of Shanelle, but I actually thought her testimony was convincing. I need someone to explain what was so bad about it. Her emotions. It wasn't necessarily what she said. It's how she said certain things and how she allowed herself to be baited into certain areas to push the prosecution's narrative, right? So ideally, and I'm not a lawyer, so just take this with a grain of salt. I'm literally an audience member just like y'all. But ideally, I would think that you would want, after your key witness, the actual person who is being tried, testifies, you would want people to have a feeling without a shred of a doubt that this woman did not do it. She is the victim. I feel for her. And if you were to be honest, you cannot say that when Shanelle left that stand, that that's the feeling that you had. She didn't go up there and completely shit the bed like Sally ass did. But she didn't go up there and move the needle much, if any. And it's because she emotionally responded to what the prosecution laid out, if that makes sense. Anybody else think that Shanelle didn't do what she needed to do up there on that stand? Because I might not be explaining it in a way. I think that Shanelle entered in also a little bit too arrogant. She felt like she was good, and she got humbled quickly.
Mr. Cash?
Let me stop playing for you to be like, let me shut this whole damn live down. I also think that Cory didn't go hard as he should have went with her. Sabrisa said, oh, pick me, pick me, pick me. Yeah, Sabrisa, lay it out. How do you feel like she messed up in her testimony?
He courted me, he romanced me, and he married me.
How long did that fairy tale last?
Not long.
And if you're looking for like cues, HFG, watch Jax. Jax, I think, is a great tell of like how her testimony is going. And the more that Jax has to non-verbally coach her, the worse it is getting.
Sadly, I believed him. By the time I got back to the game, there was another woman in my seat.
Like, we would see Jax like smirk a little bit if it was going well, or if that's a great point, or if something was said in a way that's going to be beneficial to that case. Jack's ass was on pins and needles watching. But in a lot of ways, Shanelle is just like Sally. So this is honestly to be expected.
Mr. Tucker, what were those like?
They were horrible. I remember him being...
She didn't. It's crazy because she kept looking to Jax for confirmation on what she should do. Kept looking to Jax, but then didn't want Jax ass. There go a moment right there. But then also, this is also tough too, because part of this is Jax reacting to hearing certain things and being triggered by the thought of it and what she knows. So it's not all about her terrible ass responses or whatever. She should have just let Jax question her. Exactly. That would have created, like, if Jax would have questioned her, I think without a shadow of a doubt, Jax would have set it up in a way that the narrative that the prosecution came with, she would have already had the juror's mind thinking something else, so it wouldn't have mattered what that lady said and how Shanelle responded to it, or Shanelle would have been better able to respond to it, because the way, part of this is like massaging the dialogue and like prepping is a process of like getting you used to saying certain things in a way that's believable. That's the truth, of course, but it's believable and gets people to feel something. So I think that if Jax was allowed to actually question her, she would have been able to walk Shanelle through the like telling of her story, the laying out the relationship, the decision and all of that in a way that would have helped her be better prepared for when the prosecution got up and started hurling things at her. She had already said certain things in a way that she could have wound up reiterating it. It would have lessened the power of the narrative that the prosecutor was trying to paint, if that makes sense. Cory's questions was very generic. And I get his position, because as a black man, he can only, like, now he can do whatever the hell he wants, but he's also worried about his image. And there's been times in this case where he hasn't wanted to question somebody or do something because of what it's going to look like, a black man coming at this black woman. But if it was Jax, she could push a little bit harder. She could dig in there a little bit and get Shanelle to like basically reveal something. Like she could have, Jax is a good idea, or has great insight into like how the prosecution works. So Jax could have taken the prosecution's questions, or what she believed the prosecution questions to be, and reworded them in a way that would have worked for them. And then it would have really messed her up. It would have messed the prosecution up. I think that it was completely, because Cory was giving generic ass questions, it left so much room for the prosecution to come in with whatever story that she's trying to push. And then Shanelle's emotional ass walked right into it.
And just wanted to be happy.
So what did you do?
And it's like, girl, don't nobody give a damn about these little soft ass curls framing your face and your cute, like your cuteness. Like I think that she got up here and thought that this little vanilla beige ass dress and this little half up, half down was gonna sell her innocence. Like, ma'am. Let me speed up a little bit. Because what's the part that I felt like I knew it was like, oh, this is over. This is a wrap.
Voice. But you had money, family, friends.
I was ashamed.
Look at how different she looks once the prosecution starts to speak. She's less settled. She's less confident. Which it sounds crazy, but that feels like she's hiding something. Or it feels like, oh, this lady is touching a nerve and now you're uncomfortable because she's touching on something that could actually be true. Y'all think that Cory didn't do what needed to be done? I can see that. Because he also has a soft spot for women who've been domestically abused. Child, they could have kept the whole Isabella call, because Isabella, you gave up on yourself a long time ago, cool, but why are you calling right before he got to go and do what he got to do to come and tell him that you don't believe in him and or yourself? How is that helping anybody, sweetie? You could have saved this phone call, and girl, I have yet to get invested in your goddamn story, so I don't care if Shanelle rots in prison. I damn sure don't care if your ass stay there and don't get clemency. Y'all, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but that scene with Isabel calling, I was just like, girl, don't nobody give a damn. Not one damn. Or at least I'm nobody. Erica don't give a damn.
Following your case.
What you got going on? What you talking about?
Look, no matter
Talking
what
about you fired that man.
I'm gonna
Okay, Ann.
I am gonna make more people.
Sorry, y'all. I'm jumping around. Yes, the jury can pick up on that. Going back. I know that Jax is not going to drop Shanelle as a friend, but she really needs to. Because you coming to tell me sorry after the fact, it's happening a little bit too much for me, Miss Mamas. You always like coming to apologize. You always like, girl, you know you was right. Girl, I mean, I'm glad that you're not saying I told you so. She need to be saying I told you so because she told your little beady-headed ass so. Shanelle, why are you out here playing like your life is not on the damn line? Sabrisa says, I watch too much Law and Order. I don't watch any, honey. HFG says, if she's convicted, it will be her own fault because Jax told her she was looking and sounded guilty. Period. Just like Sally. If Sally ends up homeless and husbandless, she brought that shit on herself. If Shanelle loses this case, it's her fault. And it sounds bad. I know it sounds bad to say, but I'm going to say what needs to be said. Jax tried to tell you, your friend is a great lawyer. If you stop being jealous of her ass, stop resenting her ass for 2 seconds, you could actually lean into that and stop fighting her every step of the goddamn way and trying to get your ass out of there. Feel Me Righteously says, I wonder if Shanelle is going to tell Jax the truth or will she continue to lie about who really killed JT? I don't think she's going to be able to. I think that Jax is going to say Natasha and Shanelle's face is going to tell the truth before she can even come up with a lie in her head. I need Jax to get a vacation after this. Between her little goofy ass friend and her raggedy ass husband, Miss Mamas deserves better. But y'all know, they messing with me, y'all. They really are messing with me this season. Because when Jax took her ass home and went under that damn bed, I said, oh, let me find the scene, y'all. Let me find the scene real quick. It's at the end, huh? No, it's not at the end. It's like midway through. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for a specific scene. Dang, where is it? Okay, found it. Y'all, they messing with me. Cause what do you mean? Jax, why do we have this? Why are we looking at this? What do you mean? Stop teasing me with Damon, please, y'all. Please stop teasing my ass with Damon. And I don't give a damn how toxic it sounds. I don't care. I don't care. Not Inga talk about some Team Lewis up in here. Y'all, like I said, go check out Inga channel. Go check out Tamika's Den channel because they was I was on my own. I was on my own leading the Lewis hate train last week. But it was a really great conversation. You wonder why she's looking at this file? I wonder too. I wonder as well. You think she was looking at the file as a correlation to this case? Yes, but how? How? If Michael Ealy's ghost about to stop, I mean, if Damon ghost about to start talking to her, I would appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate seeing that man on my screen again. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. What's the file about? It don't even matter to me what the file is about. I said, woo, y'all love to tease my ass. At least this is a less traumatic moment of her recalling this man or going back to this particular point in time. I mean, yes, it is his case file. But at least it's not her having flashbacks to the kidnapping, child. I don't know what this is about. I gotta think on it more. I kind of want to watch the episode again before I do my breakdown. Because I feel like this is going to be a key. And as I have been saying, and I'm going to keep saying, yes, Damon should not have kidnapped this lady. And I want her to be with a man who allows her to be her and be free. And Lewis's ass is not it. So when I'm remembering Damon's ghost, I'm remembering that most of him being a man who wasn't requiring her to be just something else because he wanted her to be something else. And quiet as kept, y'all, they didn't have a bunch of like close-up moments and like, oh my God moments or like, will they, won't they moments. But just in being in proximity to one another, her and Cory Cash, I am needing it more and more. I am needing it more and more. I think I need to see her go there.
It's a good idea. I mean,
I'm eating grapes. Trying to be healthy because I'm back in LA. I think I need to see her go there. Nothing untoward happened. Nothing risky happened with them. But just even seeing them in the same space and like how they move and how they react to one another and how they work together. It feels, for lack of better words, because I don't like how this sounds, but it feels easy. They feel equally yoked. He seems to see her and doesn't require her to perform less like Lewis does. I know that she's in a tricky spot. She got a son that's vaping, a daughter that feels damn ignored. Her best friend is on trial for damn murder. Her other best friend just had a damn miscarriage. Her mama is raggedy as hell. She's struggling and recovering. A lot is going on, I get it. So it would make it so that this would not actually be able to logistically like work out in this moment. But something tells me that I need to see this and Jax needs to see this. Like Jax needs to experience Jax needs to experience safety and romance. And I don't think she's experienced that yet. And I think that Cory could probably give it to her.
Taking something. It's their safest bet.
Who knows? Maybe they've underestimated you.
Cory Chestnuts. They talk about that. That's what they call him over on their channels, y'all. That tickles me so much. Cory Chestnuts. Inga says Cory Chestnuts would not be a good man for her. Why not? Why won't he be a good man? Yes, he's a player, but a lot of men be players until they find that one, and then they're not playing no more. Feed Me Righteously said they see each other. They see each other, and they respect one another. And honestly, for Jax specifically, or not Jax, I'm sorry, for Cory specifically, it even speaks volumes. Like, I was reminded, y'all, she's a partner. Her name is on the goddamn building. Where is that at? When we first go in, I'm not even gonna be able to find it because it's too much for me to scroll through. But when we first come into their office, her name is on a goddamn building. So for all intents and purposes, she is definitely further along than Cory is, right? Like, she is ahead of him career-wise. And yet he not making her ass pay for that. And yet he has a certain level of admiration and respect because of that. It's not something that he is weaponizing against her. And I don't think that we give enough credit to how important that is for powerful, ambitious women.
Bring Isabella into this.
Unfortunately,
What tells you that Cory wouldn't be there for her and her kids? HFG says safety and romance. I like that. Yeah. It's funny because this came up when I was on the girls' channels last week. And I remember I told my best friend this yesterday because I was talking to her about it. EJ said, well, I guess I don't know what safety means then. And I've been trying to, ever since, I've been trying to find the right words to like how to communicate safety. And I think that it's something, as we are like, I think a lot of us are waking up and widening our scope of understanding and finding language for different things, right? So what we know now is far ahead of what we knew 10 years ago or whatever. Safety is definitely one of them for me, and I'm steadily evolving in my understanding of what the idea is, but now I'm very clear of it, and I realize how important it is only because I'm able to identify how many places that aren't safe, how many people that aren't safe, how many places, how many things, how many jobs, like all certain experiences just have not been. And I think that because we live in a very unsafe world, it gets very easy to downplay the importance of cultivating and carving out a bit of safety for you, so it doesn't take precedence in relationships. But the more I realize certain things and I like heal through certain things, the more I'm like, no, safety is fucking paramount. And I think that was the thing that was like triggering my intuition with Lewis from the beginning, because I never felt like Jax was actually safe with him. We don't know enough about Cory to know if he would be good for Jax. We don't necessarily know enough if he would be good for her, but we know enough to know that he wouldn't penalize her in the same ways that Lewis has and continues to for her light shining bright. We have seen him show up in ways that Lewis has yet to even question himself to even try to get to that point. So while we don't know how the relationship would turn out as a whole, true, because we don't know a lot about him, I appreciate off rip Cory not requiring Jax to belittle herself. But that's just a thing for me. And it's something I take very, very seriously. Being a woman who's had to play small and who has had to push herself into boxes for quite a bit of her life. So I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. I am very much of the like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. Not doing it in romance. We're not doing it in friendships, which is also why I need her to walk away from Shanelle. I don't think that her friendship with Shanelle is actually going to be beneficial to her in the future. I don't know if it has been beneficial to her in the past. Shanelle is also a friend that feels like she wants Jax to be less of herself so that she could feel like she's more of herself. We're not equally yoked then, babe. If I cannot be my full self without you resenting it, without you harboring any animosity and all of those things, then we shouldn't be friends. We don't need to interact. Cory had her back when she told him his dad was inappropriate with her. Yep. For sure. Let me see. What else do I got to talk about? I'm actually really, really proud of Jax this season, y'all. Like, so proud of Jax this season. Because intermittently stitched throughout this is the conversation about Spencer and his damn vaping, because last episode Jax found his vape pen, right? And when they confront him, he brings up the fact that she smokes. And I was like, well, that's the damn truth. And we actually get a moment where she reconsiders and she decides that she's going to stop smoking because of her son. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you parent. Because while no, he's not right to be able to pull your card and say, well, if you do it, I get to do it. Because that's not how this works. Do as I say, not as I do. But also, as we are evolving and growing and hoping to maybe be better parents than we actually receive, this is what this situation actually called for. You need to put the cigarettes down because you shouldn't be smoking the motherfuckers either. Go ahead and give it up. Exactly. Yes. We love this for you, boo. We actually love this for you. And for me, this just shows the place that Jax is in, which has been a really beautiful place all season, of her pushing herself outside of her comfort zone, her pushing herself out of the behaviors and some of the thoughts that she is like settled and like made home in, and like forcing herself to expand and stretch. And this to me just spoke volumes of where she's at and what she's willing to do for the people that she loves. And it just, again, goes on to like reiterate for me how much Jax deserves the reciprocity from the people around her that love her. And she's not necessarily getting it. Not to say that her son needed to do anything different, because I wasn't expecting that boy to respond any different. I was proud of her in this moment. But it becomes even more important for Lewis to also be at a similar cadence or pace of pushing himself to be a better man. But we're not seeing him do that. Lewis' ass is treading water while Jax is doing laps around him as it pertains to self-development, as it pertains to addressing, calling in and addressing, again, toxic and problematic mindsets or behaviors and routines or habits. She is like literally addressing them all. She's almost pulling out every single skeleton that she has in her goddamn closet and addressing it. Meanwhile, Lewis is just sitting there like dumb goddamn Diddy. And I'm over it. I was talking with the girls last week on their channels about like, yo, what has Lewis done? What are the things that Lewis is doing to address whatever his weaknesses are, his shortcomings? And they didn't give me none. The only thing that they gave me was he didn't get mad when she took the case. That's not something for him to do for his internal work. Lewis hasn't dealt with his insecurities. Lewis hasn't dealt with his lack of assertiveness. All while wanting to take a command position within this family and then penalizing Jax for years for naturally being the leader that he hoped to be. Like, I am over it. Continuing to watch Jax evolve, grow, and push past her own bullshit to be a better person is a beautiful thing to watch, but it becomes an annoying reminder for me of how she's in a relationship where the man that she's with could never give her what she is giving herself and the people around her. But we want to talk about how amazing of a damn daddy that Lewis ass is. Let me see what y'all saying. Jax has been way better this season. She has. The writing is honed in this season, and they are showing movement in the characters. Not all of them, because Lewis hasn't moved anywhere. And I would argue like Jax is better because we actually get to see the traction and growth, but I don't know if we would actually be able to really appreciate all that we're getting from Jax this season if season 1 didn't happen the way that it did. Like, to like know where she came from and where she's going, where she's at and where she's going. It's like, yo, this is crazy. I love it. But if we didn't have that, if she was a little bit more put together last season, I don't know if this season would hit as hard as it is. Michael says, I got to rewatch the entire series again because I don't remember Lewis being so terrible. A lot of people won't. A lot of people won't, because I would argue that Lewis has been what we are normalized to accept for men. And it's unfortunate for him that I no longer accept what we have been normalized to accept. That is no longer acceptable and or normal for me. Or anybody that I think or want, love and all of that for. I don't think that we are at a place yet where we put enough weight on how destructive certain behaviors can be. And in the flashbacks this season, Lewis, an example, Lewis asking Jax to help him with his presentation, but then getting mad at her for providing him critical feedback for said presentation. Being a woman who was already on the rise and on the path to partner. If she wasn't already partner then, she ultimately became partner. So clearly she can speak well, she can command a room, she can do the things that are necessary to deliver a presentation like the one that you're giving. And you stop her from doing her work to pay attention to you, only for you to resent her in the moment for pointing out things that actually need to be pointed out because you were whack in your presentation. You had no confidence. You had no stage presence. You hadn't all of the things that need to be said. And instead of her being rewarded or celebrated as your partner, catching certain things before they leave the house so that you're fully equipped to do what you need to do, you went to this insecure ass place and decided to throw things back at her, say that everything don't have to be hard, and create this thing which perpetuated throughout their relationship, which is why we see the Jax that we see. It's unfair. And I think it's because we're used to seeing Black women persevere, and because we're used to if he don't put your hands on you and he don't cheat on you, then girl, that's a good man, Savannah. Because we're used to that, we don't give enough credit or respect to what that looks like. The wearing down of you being, the narrative being created within your home of something being wrong with you because you're so on point, or because you're so direct, or because you're so clear, or because you can offer constructive criticism. Those things which are positives, which are working out in your career, you actually apply them and they're part of you. You apply them within your relationship when asked to, and you wind up getting penalized for it. We need to give the actual amount of weight to that particular thing that it is. And I think because most men, of course, are men and not women, and don't actually experience it, they don't know what that feels like, so they don't know how bad it can be for you mentally. And I think it was Lewis isn't terrible. That could be the case for some people who are still at a place of being able to accept it. But I know that I could never date a Lewis because that shit would eat my ass alive. Especially if it was maybe a few years ago when I was more in a people pleasing bag, and I was more willing to negotiate myself, negotiate who I am, because I felt damn, maybe I am too much. Maybe I am too loud. Maybe I am too vocal. Maybe I think too deeply. All of these things which become internal voices for women when we're being put in positions where we have partners like Lewis, or we have friends like someone like Shanelle, who create these things where our wholeness, us being ourselves, is a problem. So we start trying to fix the problem, i.e. fix us, when nothing is actually wrong with us. So while Lewis is not necessarily a physically abusive man, while he's not running around here just completely cheating on her and doing her dirty in that regard, I think there needs to be more respect put on emotional abuse and mental abuse. And now that's an example of the past. And we have seen Jax really negotiate herself in this relationship, and she's making certain concessions. But then when we meet her, she's at a place where she's done with him trying to control her. And she says control, but from what the examples that we're given, it feels like it was a lot of that. It was a lot of she can't be who she actually is with him because he doesn't appreciate it, or he doesn't respect it, or he has a problem with it. When we first meet them as a couple, they are separated because he got a problem with her caring so much about her job. Red flag number 632. Her job put y'all in this house. Her job carried you while you was giving shitty ass presentations that you ain't want no constructive criticism about, and you was figuring out your career. But now that you have arrived at a place and you making a little bit of money and you want additional attention, Now my job is a problem. Now my ambitions is a problem. And the way that you go about handling it within a marriage is to leave? No. No, he didn't put his hands on her, but that man, his decisions, his behaviors, his mindset can definitely be received in some ways as abuse. For real. Because what the do you mean? What the hell do you mean my name is on a goddamn building down in Century City with these white folks? I gotta go and navigate whoever. I got fucking ball player clients, people doing this, doing that. I'm doing all of this outside of the house, only to come back and have to dial in myself in the home, and then you still leave? Sir, go to hell and go ahead. Because I'll find somebody who can handle me before I continue to stuff myself into this goofy ass box that you would prefer me to fit in. So that's just my thoughts on Lewis. Lawrence, you're back. Lawrence, the ladies are 100% out here dating Lewis's. 100%. They might even be looking for him after these episodes. And it's wild to me. Wild to me. All I can say is ain't none of my homegirls. I won't stand for it. We ain't gonna be able to do it. It ain't enough. We ain't gonna be able to make it enough. And I also think it's important, y'all, like, as I'm offering up criticism to, I do be going in Inca. I do be offering up criticism for Lewis. I think it's also important when people are hearing the criticism, it's like, yes, it sounds bad, right? I'm saying that I don't like this person. I am saying that he's a terrible person, and I don't think that he's a good husband. I feel like he's a mediocre dad. While everybody's singing his praises about being a great dad, he's a mediocre dad. The problem is the bar is already in hell for black fathers, so the ones who even start to do a little bit, they get all of these extra kudos when, like, sir, you're not doing anything stellar. Be clear. But I say all of that with the understanding of, if the man decides to address the things that I'm saying, it would make him an exponentially better person. He don't actually have to be shitty. He don't actually have to be raggedy. Like, at any given point, Lewis can decide to pivot out of his bullshit and move and heal to something greater. And the prime example for that is Jax. And if Jax can do it, why the hell can't your ass do it? Tam B says it's a bad choice, but that's her husband. What was a bad choice? Taking him back? Or getting married to him to begin with? Aside from your kids, Jax, I would argue that the damn car crash that brought Lewis into your life was probably the worst thing that ever happened. One of the worst things that ever happened, because now you saddle with this. And honestly, like, I've already come up in my writer brain, right, has already come up with all of the backstory of how Jax settled for Lewis. Because how she settled for him is exactly what we are told to do. So I'm also like, I don't want to fault her, but also now you older, you know better, you done experienced some things with him. It is okay for your ass to walk away, honey. You do not have to run through this goofy ass marriage pretending like this little break baby don't bother you, pretending like Lewis's lack of assertiveness when we gonna tell the kids. Nigga, this is your news. You need to lead this conversation. That is even pissing me off even more, because you go out and have a goddamn break baby on me. I am now magically okay about it. And then you still want me to take the lead as it pertains to rolling it out for our damn family so you can take less of a blow. But meanwhile, you have penalized me for years for being headstrong and being the damn leader because you want to look like the leader, but you don't want to actually be the leader. Lewis is a loser, y'all. If you are dating a loser like Lewis, please, ladies. I know it's going to be hard, but drop that nigga, please. Please. It'll be the best thing that ever happened to him and you. We need to stop carrying the losers so that they can realize that they losers and hopefully get better. Do something. Getting married to him was a bad choice? 100%. 100%. But I also would argue, like, at the time, there's no way that she would have known that, because we're just told to get married. We're just told to go find a black man who don't hit us and don't cheat on us and get married. We're not taught about all of the other things that we should be looking for. We're not taught about how we need to actually make sure that y'all actually have lives that are going to align. A big thing for me in dating is like, are we even headed in the same direction? why am I trying to hitch my wagon to a nigga that's going the opposite way that I'm trying to go? And I know I'm trying to go east. This nigga's going west. But oh, I love him. No. Immediately no. Lewis is a loser, Tam B. And it's fine. Because you don't have to stay a loser. But he's a loser right now. And no amount of y'all women caping for him is going to stop him from being a loser. The only thing that's going to stop Lewis from being a loser is him addressing his insecurity, him creating a safe space for his wife and kids within his home, him growing a pair. Because the ones that he got ain't working. They ain't working. They not. I'm sorry, they not working. The show itself not necessarily working on my nerves, Inga. Lewis is, but it's giving me something to talk about, giving me something to cut up with people with every week. So I will actually kind of be mad when it's over. I have greatly appreciated Jax this season. I think that via Jax and her story, and like what we got to see in this season specifically, we have gotten to see a Black woman in all facets, in various phases, in various emotional states that we don't typically get to see. And I have been so grateful for it. Like watching her anxiety play out and her being overstimulated, watching her cry in the car, that shit hit so close to home. I'm like, yes, I feel you. I be there. And I really appreciate seeing it on screen. So no, I won't be happy when the show over. 20-something dating is way different than 30-something dating. Yes, unfortunately. And hopefully, you know, if I got a couple 20-somethings watching me, they'll learn a little something. Shout out to Naya. Naya, my little sis, and I love her down. She living her best life in her 20s, but she got her eyes open, and I love that for her. Because, baby, when I tell you, I don't know what the hell my eyes were, but they damn sure weren't open when I was 20. When I was in my 20s, baby, what the hell? But Naya is in her 20s. And as it pertains to like love and life, the conversations that we have, the advice I try to give and the things that she accepts, like I'm just so excited for her skipping some of the most traumatic and hurtful moments that come from us believing that so much is outside of ourselves, that all that we seek is within the hands or the heart of somebody else, that we have to be this thing to be loved or to be seen or to be heard, when you really just have to commit to being your goddamn self. Like, I am so excited for her and other young people who are able to learn those lessons before they are hurt and have to learn those lessons. The Lawrence Report said, gotta be equally yoked out here. Gotta be equally yoked. And it's so much more than how this man looks. Okay? Inga said, I like your commentary, even if I disagree with something. But sometimes I actually agree 100%. So I like it. I love that. Listen, it's all for conversation. And I'm just hoping that the things that I say sometimes give people permission to like give in to whatever internal thoughts that they had. If you feel like it ain't enough, sis, if you feel like you not being served, if you feel like something ain't right, it probably ain't. And it don't matter how good that man look. It don't matter what kind of job that man got. It don't matter how your relationship look. If you don't feel like you're being met equally, seen fully, served, get out of there. Get out of there immediately. Or talk to him. And then once you realize that he can't do what you need to be done, get out of there. Okay? Did I talk about everything? I'm just scrolling through the episode real quick, y'all. I'm over the prosecutor. She gets my goddamn nerves. She put a little air tag in her son's bag and the man found it. She is going to end up in somebody's ditch. All while you're prosecuting this woman for going through something very similar to what it seemed like you went through. I have no sympathy for the prosecutor either. The woman gets on my goddamn nerves. And I don't think that she deserved whatever's coming, but that man is timing up for her ass. That ex-husband, that baby daddy or whoever, he is timing up for her behind. Okay? What else, y'all? Naima had a moment watching Jax talk to Spencer and Naima is seemingly feeling a little neglected, y'all. I don't know where they're going with this because they have been not paying this girl no mind. They have. They quite literally have. So I can't even fault her for feeling this way. She goes out her way to try to make, the punishment a little bit easy on Spencer. And now I think we're starting to see the seeds of like, I don't know about y'all, but I personally have experience within my black ass family watching the women cower and like placate and do all of these things, like bend over backwards for the men in the family. The women got to catch hell. The girls got to catch hell. The girls got to mature fast and be responsible and do this and do that. And the boys get to do whatever the hell they want. They get to mess up and somebody gonna come clean up behind them. They ain't got as many chores or nothing. And I feel like maybe this is the seeds of that. I don't know. And I hate that for her, but it's also our experience. When you grow up in a black family, there'll be so many damn people who the patriarchy has whooped the black people's ass. I'll tell you that. Our families be so damn male identified. It's ridiculous. But I also realize that it's a thing that you have to learn and grow through and out of if you choose to. Everybody is doing the best that they damn can. Erica has just reparented herself, has learned quite a bit, which is why I'm so staunchly against the patriarchy, why I'm so staunchly against male identifiedness, specifically male identified friends. Can't be friends with a hoe that's too male identified. I can't do it. And I feel like Naima is feeling like that, but I don't know if that's actually happening within their household. Like, I feel like in their case, it's mostly the squeakiest wheel gets the most oil. Not just Spencer's a boy that he's getting the most attention. It's just that this nigga be fucking up. He been giving Jax hell for the last year and a half. Now he got a lot going on. And Naima seems to be easy going like a lot of black girls are. Like they be responsible more early on. They are looking to impress and are trying to excel. So then it's very easy a lot of times to like not forget about the black girl, but leave the black girl to her own devices while a little beady-headed ass boy is requiring you to punish him, to take him here and do this and do that because he got a lot going on. He ain't reeled it in. So I'm interested to see where they're going with this, but I don't know exactly what they're doing with this. What y'all think? That's probably gonna be the next case for next season. Tight face Lucy is gonna be the next child. Now she gonna have to kill the baby daddy. Tamika says that's how I feel about my niece. She has such a great head on her shoulders at 24. You love that. Love that. Jack seems pretty even with them a lot of times. The boys are closer to mom and girls with their dad. Yeah, but we're not really seeing Naima be close with either. I feel like Jax is in a position where she's really trying to do better with Spencer because she spent so much time catching hell from Spencer when Lewis ass decided to leave the house and he blamed his mom for it. Tam B says the daughter about to do something wild to get some attention. She probably is. Have they renewed the show yet? Because Hulu is famous for canceling black shows. They haven't renewed them yet. I hate that for them. Wait, Lawrence, you finished the episode? Did you like it? If you're still watching, Lawrence, call in real quick. Tell me what you thought about the episode. Tamika and Inga think that Lucy gonna be the case for next season. Then I'm really not gonna care about these cases. Like they're gonna have to. I don't know what they gotta do. But I cared about last season's case. Well, no, I didn't. I cared about Damon. I did not give a damn about that man. I thought that man did it from the beginning. Oh, the little Save the Last Dance man. I forgot that he was the main case. I didn't care about the case. So maybe I don't actually need to care about the cases. I'm like, if Lucy the case next season, I'm not going to care then either. People going to be watching this on replay and like, Erica is freaking unhinged and ridiculous. But I'm not mad at it. Yep, Spencer will probably be mad at Lewis when he finds out about the big baby. He better pay his father the same dust that he was paying Jack's ass, if not more, because a baby happened. That boy was turning Jax every which way but loose because his father left. Child. I feel like I want to do a rewatch with y'all now because so many people didn't pick up on Lewis's raggediness. And if we're going back to rewatch, I can go back and annotate with y'all asses of like, see, clock it, clock it, clock it, clock it. Would that be messy? As long as Morris there, I'll be there. I don't know. I kind of want Jax to start her own firm, but the little white people haven't been pissing her off much. They've been leaving her alone with this case. So I guess she don't have no real reason to leave. Hey, Lawrence.
Yo,
Hold
kid.
on 1 second. I got you in, okay. Hello?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. What's happening?
Did you like the episode?
Yeah. It was
Not the end.
it was all right. I mean, a lot happened. I'm really not for sure what to think about this episode, really. I mean, yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all. Spectrum is a hoe. My internet just cut out. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me, Lawrence?
Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that was me. It just cut you off in the middle of it. So, like, you said the episode was okay.
Yeah, I would say it was okay. I think at this point, I'm just ready to get to this. I'm ready to wrap up this court case, hopefully. Ready to figure out what's going on with JT, who actually killed him, even though we kind of already know who it is, but it could be somebody else. I mean, one of my favorite parts of this episode was whenever Jax and Lewis was having the discussion about the baby, and he was like, "Yeah, we gotta figure out, what we will tell our son." And she was like, "We, no Negro, that is all you. That's your mistake right there." So
Period.
that was one of my favorite parts. But also, I'm so tired of Shanelle. Keep going at Jax. You know what I'm saying? I thought everything was gonna be okay. I thought her and Jax was on the same page finally. She still got some grievance against Jax from some stuff I guess she did from back in the day. And, Shanelle still feels uncomfortable with Jax trying to represent her on that stand. And we saw her end up going with Cory. You know what I'm saying? And poor Cory. The Hispanic girl, I can't think of her name right now.
Isabel.
She's like, I got to pull out that Trump card. You're fired. I was like, oh my God, Cory, dang.
I mean, you the one that's in jail for life, honey. So good luck.
Yeah, and even Sally was like, you know what? I'll let you do your thing. I'm stepping away from this right here. So I don't know how this thing is gonna be wrapped up. I really don't know how they're gonna wrap it up. It's a lot. It
feels like it's a little bit too much going into the season finale, but alas, we're here. And I'm over Sally's ass too. Sally and Shanelle could get wrapped up in a nice little bow together and tossed. I'm over the both of them.
I'm hoping that too much of the final episode do not revolve around the prosecutor. I'm hoping, of course, I mean, those are just my thoughts, but I'm just hoping they don't have too much emphasis on the prosecutor and more focus on Jax, Cory, Shanelle, all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree because I don't care about her either.
Yeah, I really don't care about her. And I guess she put a little tracking device in her son's jacket or something like that. Like that storyline really doesn't impress me. You know what I'm saying? But
it don't move me at all. And yes, ma'am, you are 100% in danger. But this don't move me, boo.
Now I have to rewatch this one part about Lewis. I think I could be wrong, but I think old girl Tony, did she just go into labor? Is that what that was?
Yep.
So she went to labor super early, right?
Yes. So Lewis about to get this goddamn get out of baby free card. Apparently, that's what it feels like.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I was like, I'm about to go back and rewatch that part, and hopefully by on the next episode, hopefully they go ahead and tell the kids like about what's going on. I hope they do not drag this into the next season. I'm gonna be so angry if they drag it into
Lewis
next season
saying
by
that he
telling the
wants to
kids.
wait until the baby gets here. I was just like, of course you want to wait until the baby gets here. So you gonna say, surprise, here go your little baby brother. And y'all be wanting me to root for Lewis, and he does and says like that. What do you mean you want to wait until the child gets here? Well, now we know the damn child coming at 26 weeks, but you want to wait you want to hold the secret for an entire 9 months from your teenage children who know, who got sense. This is why, these are little reasons why I can never respect Lewis's ass, because he's steadily running from accountability, but then want to make the little sly comment of like, oh, Jax took accountability when she decided to talk to old boy, the son about the cigarettes. That's actually turning me on. Yeah, and you could never even fathom. What does accountability look like on you, Lewis? You stay running and hiding from the goddamn truth. Did we not learn nothing? But I'm done. I already did my whole Lewis is a loser spill. I ain't gonna beat the dead horse.
The only thing I can think of why Lewis was trying to not tell the kids about the baby, maybe he was thinking, I don't know, God forbid that, something bad is going to happen to the baby where the baby will have to get terminated, and it'd be a secret that they could just basically sweep underneath the rug. That's the only thing I could think of why Lewis kept trying to. Which again
still better serves him and his comfort than anybody else.
Absolutely. Yeah, because, if something goes wrong, Lewis...
He can act like none of it ever happened.
Exactly. It'd be a secret just between him and Jax, you know what I'm saying? Unless the kids end up overhearing them talk about it one day, you know what I'm saying?
Which Naima is best friends with Tony's goddamn daughter. So, like, let's be for real, Lewis. If her mama is crying behind a miscarried ass baby, you think that Lewis, I'm sorry, you don't think. So why did I even say that?
Yeah, so other than that, that's my thoughts. I'm hoping, I think it was Inga who was like, she said she hasn't heard anything, or she had a question about this show potentially being renewed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it's going to get renewed. I know it's under the Kerry Washington, Simpson Street Honest Collective Hulu brand umbrella. I guess we just have to see. I can't see this show being canceled, unlike Kerry Washington, the other show. But I feel like this show here has a lot of buzz. I hate the other show got canceled. I definitely enjoyed that.
It was so good. It was hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
But I'm also nervous because like every time I log into Hulu to watch it, I don't see Reasonable Doubt front and center, which I pay attention to stuff like that because I'm like, the amount of like shelf space that you're giving, front pageness, like above the scroll, all of that to me is also indicative of like what executives are prioritizing. So I'm nervous. I don't think that it's going to get canceled, but I am nervous because the way that I have to search for Reasonable Doubt every Thursday is wild to me.
But I don't know if I'm pretty sure you follow Morris on IG, but he's been on this crazy press run this week in New York promoting the show. So I'm thinking that that's also going to give another boost to the show's ratings as well.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, trying to think if there's anything else I missed. We know the son got caught vaping. I appreciate Jax definitely telling her son that, this kind of thing runs on my side of the family, and I don't want you to pick up, what my side of the family has. So I'm trying to get to you early, but, we saw the look on the boy's face in the last episode whenever all of the kids were out there doing the drugs. He's like, oh, this how y'all get down? So he kind of definitely felt the peer pressure like any other typical teenager his age would, but I appreciate Jax telling her side of the story about her family's history.
Yeah. Wait, before you go, Lawrence, I need to know how you feel about Chris.
Chris?
Yes, Sally's Chris.
You talking about Sally's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, as a man, we ain't gonna turn down that act right, but we still gonna be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? And we saw that in this episode. It was like, oh, you about to give it up? But I'm just letting you know. I think he even said something about, I'm still your husband. I'm still mad at you. But I mean, if you pass on the act right, I'm going to take it. But I'm still gonna be mad at you.
And she
you know
had
what?
the nerve to say she don't believe him. Nobody need to be looking for me to be like, oh, he did Sally wrong. He did exactly what he needed to do. It's her fault. She didn't believe. She didn't believe. That's what. He's been very transparent with your ass. You decided not to believe.
Yeah, I didn't. She was killing me with that. I don't believe. I don't know. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't know if she was just doing that as a turn on or something like that. But yeah, Chris was like,
backfired.
yeah. I mean, he was like, you put our house up, man. Like, how you gonna do our house like this? And I told you no. Like, so I'm just wondering. Also, I just wonder, is Shanelle ever gonna tell? Well, I guess we'll find out next episode about the whole JT thing. Was it really Sally, like we all think, and what she said? Was it actually somebody else? I guess we finally gonna get the truth behind that.
Yeah, we gonna get that next week. Because even if she tried to lie, I don't think that Jax is gonna let her get away with it. Because she gonna be able to read her.
Trying to think. I think that was most of everything. Yeah, as far as Naima, she definitely might do something wild. If not next episode, the following next season. Yeah, because she's seeing all the attention on her brother. You know, he got into this acting school, and what is she doing besides what, making TikToks? And I think she was dressing kind of. I don't know how to say the way she was dressing, but she was how do I
showing
say
more
it?
skin than they allowed.
Yeah, she was showing more skin than she should be allowed. I guess you could put it like that. But yeah, she definitely about to wild out next season for sure. For sure.
And I mean, it is what it is. Because they are taking her calm, her peace, and her maturity for granted as parents.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh, I do gotta give the prosecutor props. Whenever she was prosecuting Shanelle on the stand, yo, she was going in. Like, I could feel the emotion, I could feel the acting in the episode whenever Shanelle was on the stand, and when they kept showing the pictures of when they kept moving the camera back to Jax, I was like, oh no, this prosecutor is not holding back, and I feel like Shanelle was almost digging a potential grave. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, yeah, I think I covered everything. I think that's my thoughts. Like I said, I'm just ready to get to episode 10. And see what's gonna happen from there. Better not be no cliffhanger. That's all I can say.
Hopefully not. We'll see. Thank you, Lawrence, for calling in and sharing your thoughts. I really appreciate it.
For sure, Erica. Have a good night then.
Thank you.
All right.
Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me on another Reasonable Doubt live after show. It has been great. It's been fun. We're finna wrap it up. Shout out to Inga. Shout out to Mika's Den for joining me again, y'all. If y'all are still in here, put what time your live for Reasonable Doubt goes live in the chat, but they will be live tomorrow. Inga, Tamika's Den, Moochie, and EJ do kind of like panel style conversation about Reasonable Doubt each week, and it is streamed live on each of their channels, so you can check it out if you want more Reasonable Doubt conversations. Again, after I get off of here, I'm going to make my live reactions when I was watching the episode live, so then there's additional Reasonable Doubt content, and of course I'm going to be doing my breakdown video, which you guys can expect tomorrow. That should be uploaded first thing. I appreciate you guys again for joining me, for having another great, dope, Reasonable Doubt conversation with me right here on Erica Vane TV. If you're catching this on a replay, still drop your thoughts and your comments because I'm going to be looking at them and I'll be responding to them. Again, I appreciate your support, your attention, your great conversation. And y'all, we're going to see you again next week for the finale. The season 2 finale of Reasonable Doubt is on the way. I can't believe it. We're almost to the end. See you next week.